Editing a Salesforce list view is a very simple and quick process, and I'll show you how to do it right now. Here I am, I'm looking at accounts, and I'm currently looking at a list of all accounts. There's a few other options here, but I just want to see all accounts. And the way that you edit this list view is by clicking on the gear icon here, and then looking at the options below. So it's got a few options here, but in terms of editing this specific list, the three main ones are here: sharing settings, edit list filters, and the fields which are displayed. So firstly, sharing settings. This just controls who has access to this list view. So if I click on that, I can select that only I should be able to see this view. If you're doing that on a common list view, then you're probably going to need administrator privileges. It can be set that all users can see this list, or you can create a specific subset of users that have access to this list. If I go down that route, because I'm a system administrator, I can then edit this. You can search public groups to make the list available to, or you can allocate the list to specific roles. You can allocate it to roles and their subordinates, so the people underneath them in the role hierarchy. And you can also, if you've got Experience Cloud enabled, make it visible to portal subordinates. But the main ones are public groups, roles and subordinates. In general, I'm just going to leave this as all because it's an account list, but they are the options you have in terms of sharing settings. In terms of list filters, there are two ways you can filter a list. If you don't want to permanently edit the nature of the list, you can just press this filtering icon here and then add some filters, and just to see what might meet certain criteria. That's just for, I guess, one-off or specific investigations you want to do based on a certain criteria. But if you want to structure a list to very specifically reflect that filtering criteria always, then that is where you set it. So gear icon, edit list filters. It's exactly the same output as we looked at before, but when you set these ones, it'll definitely change this list every time you look at it, as opposed to as a once-off. So there you can choose any aspect of the account record, use the values of that to then filter whether it's got this record or doesn't have this value. And if the value is X, then do this. If the value is Y, do that. So that's where you can filter who appears on the list, which records come up. Then the last thing you can also change is which fields are displayed. So fields, all these columns here, is what we can now edit. So I might change that. I'm going to say select fields. I don't want to see the account site. So that was blank for everyone. It's not giving me value, so I'm going to take that one away. But I do want to see the annual revenue for each account. So I'm going to send that one to the visible fields, and I'll check one more. I want to see when they were created. So I'll add that, and I'll get rid of alias. So I've added two, I've taken away two, and now save those changes. Once that has been refreshed, I can see that those columns that I got rid of have gone, and I can see the new columns that I did add. So those are the three ways that you can change a Salesforce list view. And in another video, I'll go through how to create a new list view from scratch. Hope that helps.